the man that invented the comb-over mustache, Mr. Jeff Larson. How are you guys doing tonight? Are you having some fun? Yeah, I'm not sure about you. You're what, 29 years old today? This is Mark. He's having a birthday. 47, right? 50 years old for Mark. Let's give it up for Mark. Anybody get lucky this week?
One guy.
It doesn't count if you're by yourself. All right, after a long hiatus, I got together with my wife and we did make sweet music. I was so happy with this. I was so gratified. I told my wife, I said, honey, we should have sex every year. Now, my wife, she's a former school teacher. She feels she's got to grade everything. So she gives my performance a B+. Thought I should get an A. And yet, a B+ is better than a C. And at least I didn't get an incomplete. So I started feeling better about myself. So my wife tells me she grades on the curve. Who got the A? See, I'm in college years. Anybody remember this when you wake up at the break of noon on a Saturday and you're hungover and you got your roommates running around? Hey, does anybody have any clean underpants? Because we need a coffee filter right now. And then you end up going with the underpants with the fewest skid marks. No, you know, companies are using sexual entendres to sell their products. I was at the Mall of America, and this is true, I ran into a store called the Love Sack. Yeah, the Love Sack. And I'm thinking, well, what is a Love Sack? What are they selling? I've got a Love Sack. Are they selling notes? And as it turns out, they're selling overstuffed pillows. Now, if you don't believe there's a store called the Love Sack, go to the west side, the 3rd floor, Mall of America. It's right next to the new pet store, the Happy Pussy. Alright. I was a very rambunctious kid. I was always jumping off sand piles and falling off my skateboard. And I always had to have these hernia tests. And for those of you who don't know, especially the ladies, what happens, you got to drop your drawers, and the guy comes up to you and he cups your balls, which is kind of uncomfortable if he's got cold hands. But then he's cupping your balls, and you got to turn to the right and cough, turn to the left and cough. By this method, they can tell if you have a hernia. Well, they never found anything. They had all these tests, and I was getting sick of taking these tests. But then again, I was a very trusting kid. If my priest thinks it's important. I had my first girlfriend in 6th grade, and I liked her a lot, I did, but I don't know if there was any sexual or physical attraction involved. I think I liked her. I mean, we were only 11 years old. I think I liked her because she smelled like bacon. So, also in 6th grade, we had, I was involved in a duck and cover program, because I'm a lot older than some of you guys. So we had a nuclear impasse with Russia, and 3 times a week the siren would go off. The teacher would yell, duck, nuclear war. And you duck under your little plywood desk, and that's supposed to protect you from a nuclear bomb. I was lucky enough to have a cute little girl sitting in front of me. Her name was Becky. Now in those days, girls couldn't wear slacks or jeans. They had to wear a dress. Yeah. And so the siren would go off, the teacher would yell, duck, nuclear war. And I would duck under my little desk. Becky in front of me would duck under her little desk. Of course, her dress would dry up. Icy London, icy France. And to this day, when I'm having conversations with people, or I'm watching the news, and I hear the words nuclear war, I know what's wrong. I get a boner. All right. Speaking of which, people ask me, who's your favorite comedian? My favorite comedian has to to be Britney Spears. Britney Spears. She's on like her what? Her fourth comeback? Remember her first comeback? She was on the MTV Video Award show. Her dancing and singing was all out of sync. You just look confused up on stage. As it turns out, her ex-bodyguard said for 3 days and 3 nights before that performance, Britney was binging on cocaine and Xanax. You can't mix that stuff. Of course you're going to get confused. A couple weeks ago, I tried Cialis for the first time. I was also on Metamucil. And I was confused for the entire weekend. I didn't know. Wait a minute, I'm not done yet. For the entire weekend, I didn't know if I was coming or going. All right, my wife said, Jeff, don't use the whore or the whore word up here, and I'm trying not to, but we were at karaoke the other night, and I understand that the Japanese invented karaoke, so I totally respect that. But what I don't get is on karaoke night, the seeming fascination the guys of Asian descent seem to have with either Elvis Presley or Roy Orbison. I don't get it. Gonna do a song for you by Mr. Roy Orbison. All for you, all for you, oh, especially for you. All for you. That's all for you by Mr. Roy Orbison. Thank you. Well, we got home from karaoke, and I got my arms around my wife. We're watching America's hottest DVD right now, Polygamous Girls Gone Wild. And there's nothing more exotic or exciting than these ladies who wear these frontier dresses that go down to your ankles, and you have the tight buns, the hair all in the tight buns. And to me, that's very erotic. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, the tighter the bun, the tighter the boner. Am I right, guys? So I got pretty aroused by this, and I asked my wife if she wanted to go upstairs, and of course she turns me down. You know those little petting zoos they have all over the country? It's so cool for the little animals, the little kids, not little animals. The little kids because they can pet little animals. I think for guys like me who want to be with their wives, but we're being turned away, there should be a place we can go, like a heavy petting zoo. And I don't know anything about having sex with animals. I'm not from Stewartville. All right, you guys ready for your feature performer tonight?